Hey Gemini, Temperance. Sagittarius card. So you could be dealing with a Sag or have Sag placements in your chart. Temperance is about patience, balance. It's about moderation, everything in moderation. This is definitely an on and off switch for you guys. Very clearly stating that this is an on and off switch for you guys. Basically meaning, look, if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. If you're not, you're not. So I feel like there's somebody who may be in contact with you, somebody from your past who has, wanted to conversate with you, wanted to get back in your good graces. And when you're feeling it, maybe you entertain it. And when you're not, you're not. And that's not a conceited thing. Okay. A lot of people might be, well, like, thanks a lot. Like, cross watchers maybe going, well, that's not really fair or whatnot, but it is, because whatever this was that happened before, there was drama surrounding it. There was heartache, heartbreak, a lot of different things going on. And Temperance is saying, I need peace. I need balance. There's been a very fluid kind of sense of needing to regain peace and focus in a lot of reads for the end of this month. So Temperance, again, is just that moderation, saying, I'm willing to talk it out, but I'm not willing to fight. Or I'm willing to talk it out, but I won't listen to bullshit. I won't play games, whatever it is for you. So Gemini, you're definitely in a place where you're saying, I'm limiting the drama. I'm limiting anything in my life that does not feel or reflect in a way that I want. Now, interestingly enough, you have your Oracle card. Okay, which is the shadow. And this is kind of when formation begins, so to speak. This is analyzing yourself to gain, awareness of your relationships with others. Otherwise you won't evolve. So literally this shadow card is you saying, where am I going with this? And some of you may be like, they're not contacting me at all. And cross watchers, this can be reversed, but please be nice in the comments because this is Gemini's read, but it can be reversed opposites for you. So my point here is you're doing some deep soul searching, especially with that shadow card. This is really, again, this on and off, this moderation. I'm taking things in stride. If somebody is trying to contact you, it's not necessarily that you'll ignore them or that you are ignoring them if they are contacting you currently. If they aren't, they will be at some point because there is definitely communication coming in. But this is just saying that you're not like jumping back into anything. You're really trying to figure out where you're headed in the future and who that involves. The next card you have is the Nine of Cups. So this is your current energy coming into the end of the month. You really just want good things, Gemini. I mean, you really just are hoping for the best outcome, whether it's new, old, finding somebody new, reconciling with the old, whatever it is, you're just looking for that balance, for some sort of outcome that feels good. You're tired of the negativity. You have literally have this cutoff switch. I cannot explain it to you. They're showing me this like light switch that literally you're like, nope. Whenever things start to get tense or whenever things start to get out of control, you're like, I can't have this right now. I have so many other things to worry about. I have so many other blessings to be blessed for, to feel, that I don't have time for the back and forth. And for some of you, it's because in your heart of hearts that you deserve better and you've deserved better. And you haven't been treated that way. So you're not, before you may have listened to the sob story or you may have listened to, but I miss you. I love you. And now you're just like, no, like prove it. If you have something to say, prove it. Now, the Nine of Cups is bliss. It's pleasure. It's fulfillment. And so really that's what you're looking for. Some sort of belonging. You don't need anybody in your life. You're fine being exactly where you are. For some of you, you're working on different things job-wise, or you're spending more time with family, whatever it is. But you don't need somebody right now. You want somebody to kind of complete you, but you want to want them. You don't want it to be like a codependent, I need you to survive or I need you to thrive. You don't need anybody. You'll do just fine on your own. And you're at that point where you know that based on these. The next card you have is the Knight of Pentacles, which is how you're feeling throughout the rest of the month. And you have very much a sense of whatever I put my mind to right now, I'm going to make it work. So if you want to meet somebody new, you will meet somebody new. If you want to reignite with the past, you will, but there will be an on and off stopping point, starting point, stopping point, starting point, until you get to a comfortable position where trust is regained or security is back in place. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's very willing to work at a relationship. You know that relationships take work, but the Knight is very cautious in who they have those relationships with and who they give their trust to and their heart to. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. And you have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very moral. Somebody who maybe along the way lost their guidance or lost where they were going or lost who they were. So this is it's coming into my head immediately for you with this, I once was lost and now I'm found, Gemini. And this is very profound. And I feel like that's, especially with the shadow card, redirecting your energy into focusing and analyzing what's good for you and what's not good for you, erasing the toxicities, removing the toxicities, and allowing the blessings to come in. And the King of Wands is saying, remember, you're magnanimous. You're very magnetic. People like you. They care about you. There's this feeling of depression, though, Gemini, that's kind of coming in a wave a little bit in my stomach and in my gut, where it's almost as if you've been in a mindset maybe for a while where you're like, I don't care. I don't care if I, get dressed today. I don't care if I, meet anybody. If I spend the rest of my life alone with 10 cats and a dog, I don't care. But now you're starting to say, no, I do care. And people are very attracted to you, Gemini, and people want to be with you, want to be partnered with you. But you have to want to partner with yourself. And I think you're going through this moment of growth of going, who do I want? And what am I showing other people that I have to offer? Like, basically, a long time ago, a friend of mine, when he was getting married, he had found the one, and they've actually been together for, 17, 18 years at this point. And he said to me a long time ago, because he had been having so many problems meeting women, and he said, I finally sat down and I reassessed and I went, would I date me? And he goes, and then I realized I wouldn't date me, or I might date me, but I'm not putting out that best side of me. And it's not that hidden like honeymoon stage side. It's the true you and what you want. And Gemini, it's almost as if you have this power to really portray what it is you want, and people are going to be drawn to you. It's just finding that self-assurance again and finding that confidence, to allow the right people in and stop allowing the people who don't deserve to soak up your time and energy into your life. The next card you have is your immediate past. Over the past few weeks, this is what you're growing on. This is what you're coming from. The Empress is love and passion, but this is a love for oneself. This is taking the best care you can of yourself. This is maintaining your beliefs and your morals and who you want to be and being the best person that you can be. This is striving to find the beauty and the blessings in everything you can. And there's a very powerful moment here, Gemini, for a lot of you that either you've had or you're continuing to have. Have you ever had that moment? Gives me chills. Have you ever had that moment, just that 30 seconds, right? Okay, just that 30 seconds of everything's going to be fucking okay. Even if you're in the worst, you just get that moment and you can feel it in your bones and you can feel it in your skin and you can feel it, your hair stands on edge. That is a feeling I'm getting right here when I think about the progression you want to make and where you want to be. This uphill climb, for some of you an uphill battle, but you're like leveling off and the playing field is like open for you to go where you want to go. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, and you have the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is about sacrifice and wisdom. This is saying, Gemini, you know what you've sacrificed before, okay? You know what you deserve. You know that what you've given to other people. So the Hanged Man is saying, look, I am willing to sacrifice for the right person. I'm willing to compromise for the right person. In the past, Gemini, you sacrificed things that you really wanted, whether it's kids or moving in together or even a commitment. For some of you, you're going, holy crap, Dark Job, I couldn't even get like a commitment. They were saying, oh yeah, soon. But they had one foot out, or like constantly the grass is greener scenario. And the Hanged Man is saying, look, you've grown a lot wiser. So you're going to sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, I mean more like compromise or put yourself out there or be attentive towards somebody who does that with you. The wisdom you've gained here is the fact that you won't do that until you see that coming from somebody else, which means that somebody new or somebody old has their work cut out for them. And rightfully so, because you're at the point now where you have put work into it. Now you're putting work into yourself, and now you're at the point where you expect if you're going to be with somebody, you want them to put the work into it too. Because you already know you'll reciprocate that when that comes around. The next card you have is your immediate future. So throughout the rest, and you have the Seven of Cups. So, Gemini, just saying, who you hanging out with, who you having fun with, because literally the Seven of Cups is choices, temptation, options. Now, I don't think that you have had a lack of options per se. I just don't think you've pursued a lot of options, but the Seven of Cups is, again, a temptation of some sort. There's nothing wrong. Right now, you are not committed. It's hard when we go through breakups, though, sometimes to think about it as, oh, let me go talk to other people, let me flirt, let me whatnot, because there's always that feeling for some of us of, I'm cheating, or I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do, even though you're broken up. And so technically you have the right to, but there's still that feeling of, but if we get back together, I don't want to have to talk about this, or I don't want to know if they're dating anybody else. So I don't want, but the Seven of Cups really is saying, Gemini, get out and have fun. And for some of you, you're saying, we can't right now because of social distancing. I don't want to focus on that. We're not going to bring that energy into this. There are other ways. There's online dating, there's FaceTiming, there's all sorts of things I've said in a lot of reads, that I have this cute couple, they're this cute couple and they have friends, that they do, like a happy hour on Zoom or whatever. So there are ways to communicate and have fun and just flirt and feel fancy, fancy free and footloose and enjoy yourself. So the Seven of Cups is definitely saying you have some options out there. However, there is somebody that I think is still here lingering in the past that you're not quite over. However, you're not opposed to something new coming in. Now you have the Star card, which is something tangible over the next few months, or the next few weeks throughout the month. And the Star card is amazing. This is inspiring. This is wanting to be the best that you can be. This is hope. This is faith. So right now, Gemini, the biggest thing you have going for you is this faith, is this hope, is this patience, is understanding that this passion and love and energy within you will radiate out of you and make you magnetic, and people will be drawn to you, but the right people, because you'll be putting the right energy out there. For a long time, your self-worth was based on what this past relationship was, or based on what this person made you feel, or based on, how you felt internally because of certain situations. And the Star card is saying you're rising above. You have a very, very, very calming energy right now, Gemini. You have a very just kind of blessed be type energy flow right now. And I really think you should continue in that mentality, because that's the type of energy you're going to bring into your life. Even if it's with an ex and you are practicing that on and off switch where you're like, no, I don't want to hear it. No. At least you start to, nope. You're feeling even at peace with that. The next card you have is the King of Swords. This is how you're feeling throughout the rest of the month. The King of Swords is just justice, truth, fairness. It's not that you're wanting, 3 dozen roses, or you're wanting, the Sky or Girl to come and sweep you off your feet or tell you everything. But there is a sense of you that's like, I just want in fairness. I want to know how you feel. I want to hear it from you that you apologize. I want to see the fact that you actually truly understand what it is we've been through and what it is, how you've treated me. For a lot of you, you really have put up with a lot, and you really were treated in a manner that was pretty unfair. And the King of Swords is saying, it's all I'm looking for is some sort of redemption, not in a revenge type way, but a redemption of, do you understand what I went through in this relationship? Now, you're not perfect, and you know that. And cross-watchers are going to come in the comments and say, oh, Gemini did this and Gemini did that. And whatever, as long as they're not nasty, then they won't get removed. But my thing is, you weren't perfect in the relationship, but you also know that you sacrificed. Like, they're telling you sacrificed a lot, and you put off certain needs that you wanted, or certain things that you wanted, or certain things that made you happy, even if it was just a commitment from somebody who said they were committed and they had a wandering eye. The next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome. And you have Judgment. So this is meditating. It's looking back, and it is to a certain extent judging. It's looking at the situation again with this analyzation of kind of the shadow. where do I see myself going from here? Almost mimicking and mirroring, looking back at the past and going, if we had taken this turn, would we be in a different place? Had this not happened, could we have continued successfully? You're analyzing things in a way that you're understanding that you played a certain part in this relationship. They played a certain part in this relationship. Now what you're looking at is, could we ever come back together and remove the shadow from that relationship and have something healthy and rewarding again? The next card you have is your 8 of Cups. So this is where it gets interesting. And a lot of Geminis are going to be like, oh, I don't want this person back ever and whatnot. And this read is not for you then. Or, I don't know why people watch love reads if they're like, I'm single and I never want to mingle. Like, there's a reason you're watching this read. So the 8 of Cups literally is stagnation. Okay. It's not moving. It's a dissatisfaction. Look, Gemini, whoever this person is, they love you. You love them. There's no doubt there. There's a connection here, okay? But this 8 of Cups is saying they're not moving fast enough for you. You're on the brink of saying, look, I have other options and other choices. And I may not have looked into those, or I may not be, approaching those options or those choices. I may not be, igniting that, but I will be soon, because this person, like, you deserve an apology, or you deserve them to step up to the plate. They want you, but they want their cake and eat it too. They don't want to have to put max effort in. They want to be able to text you WID or hi or hey or what's up. They don't want to actually have to put the energy into it. And you're at the precipice of saying, I'll no longer, placate this energy, or placate you coming back in and out, or telling me you love me and then, not talking to me for 2 weeks. You're at the end game of that. What's interesting though is you may have new love coming in, because you have the Ace of Cups, which is new love. It's new beginnings. It's new friendship. It could just start off as a friendship. Some of you may not be ready to delve into love, and some of you may be, but this is definitely, a newness coming in, a new friendship coming in, a new development coming in. And your ex is not going to like this. This ex of yours seems to think that you're here for the long haul, even if they don't say much, or even if they don't put much effort in. And you're at the point where you're not sitting still anymore. You have the Knight of Swords here, which is confrontation, some hostility. You still have some things to say to this person, and you may find that you may be ending this and saying your piece, and it may get a little, ugly. This person is not ready to let you go, but they're not ready or willing or acting in a way that would make anybody feel secure in their intentions. And that's what you need to see, because then you have the 6 of Swords, which is walking away. It's retreating. It's abandoning. It's saying goodbye. I'm leaving this situation behind. Now, it can also represent travel, but the 6 of Swords is definitely leaving a situation in. Now, I'm not saying it's permanent, Gemini, but I definitely feel like there's somebody new coming in. I already said you had options, and you're at the point now where this past, even though you love them and you have a connection, you're not interested in sticking it out anymore. You're not interested in seeing what they have to say, because you feel like you've been there, done that. And it's a circle jerk, round and round and round, and it continues to go nowhere. And you're over it. Now you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is divine timing, unplanned changes. This is going to almost be like whiplash for this person. They're going to have kind of a hard time with this, because you're more than likely going to pursue something new, a new avenue, a new person. It could be even moving. It could be new opportunities. This person is going to be very surprised, because they always kind of counted on you being the one, or you being around, or you being somebody that they progress with in life, but they don't want to actually have to put any work into it. And Geminis don't fly like that, because you have to put work into a relationship. And Geminis, of all people, know that because of the duality, right? Because of the twin. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying right now, divine timing may be pushing you to somebody new. Now you have the 8 of Pentacles here, which is, you're going to be focusing a lot on work. I don't think you're going to be jumping into some major relationship with somebody new, but I do feel like you'll be entertaining new possibilities, new energies out there. There is somebody who's very interested in having conversation with you, possibly dinner eventually or whatnot. They may not be pushing very hard into that, but I think that there's somebody who has made their presence known and interest in you. The Eight of Pentacles, as I said, though, is kind of that sticking your head in the sun, sticking your head in the sand, almost ostrich type move of, I'm steadfast focused on family and where I'm going, my kids, my fur babies, career, the pandemic, how that's affecting everybody. And so this is you saying, again, that moderation that I was talking about with temperance, that on and off switch. This is you saying, when I feel like seeing somebody or talking to somebody or, having somebody new in my energy, then I will turn that switch on. And when I feel like maybe conversing with the past, if they're contacting you, then I'll turn that switch on. But when I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed or anxious, I turn that off and I'm full force ahead. Now, you have the Nine of Wands here. As your final clarifying card. And the Nine of Wands is stamina. It's very much being able to move forward with an incredible resilience. So the Nine of Wands is saying, look, Gemini, no matter which way you go, you're going to be steered in the correct direction, or you're going to move in the direction that feels good for you. And they're telling me finally. For some reason, they keep saying in my head, finally, Gemini, finally, you knew, hello, somebody saying, you knew this was the right move, but it takes us all some time. I mean, it's hard to, make decisions based on our head and what makes sense and what's healthy for us versus our heart and, maybe heartstrings and connections that we have. The Nine of Wands is that, stamina, that strength, that perseverance. Nobody can stop you. And that's really the direction you're heading. You know what you want. You know where you want to go. The question is old or new, and that's what you're really debating. Now, interesting, your oracle card is hello. And this is, there's a world of diversity opening up for you. This is understanding that there are options, that there are other choices, that you're not stuck in one scenario. And again, Gemini, this is really going to bother this person. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. This is going to get under your skin, under their skin. This Knight of Swords that I was talking about, that hostility, confrontation, may not even be you. That may be them when they find out that you are officially on the gravy train of, I'm not sticking around for this anymore. Whatever it is you need to do in your life to make yourself happy, do it. Blessed be. Love you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to know you. Some of you are going, screw you for the opportunity of knowing you. But at the same time, you've been stuck and it's like you're unstuck. So Gemini, I really do feel like right now you're moving towards the new. And I not thinking your ex is going to dig it all that much. So, all right, Gemini.